It all started with a boxing glove, a broomstick, some joking fans at a football game, and now we have the sport that we know as softball. Today I'll be talking about the sport that we call softball. I'll be telling you about how softball started, some of the top places and people in softball, and some of the top places for softball in Arkansas, and a very interesting fact about a University of Arkansas softball player. Brianna Anderson on March 31st, 2016, in the paragraph titled The Beginning, stated, "Softball was first introduced on Thanksgiving Day in 1887 at a Harvard-Yale football game. A fan hit a boxing glove that was thrown at him with a broomstick, and shortly after that, George Hancock came up with the idea of making the first ever softball by taking a boxing glove and tying it together with string." Brianna Anderson on March 31st, 2016, in the paragraph titled The Beginning, also stated, "The first ever actual game was played for an hour long, and the score ended up being 41-40. Now that you know how softball was started, here are some of the top places and people in softball. One of the top places in softball is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Steve Dermody, on November 11th, 2018, in paragraph 1, stated, "It was established in 1957 by the Amateur Softball Association, also known as ASA. The National Softball Hall of Fame and Museum is a permanent shrine to the men and women who played so well." Melissa Hopper, August 3rd, 2008, on page 1, said, "Jennie Finch was one of the most recognizable players in the world. She played at the University of Arizona and was a 3-time All-American pitcher and first baseman there. In 2004, she helped her team, the U.S. softball team, win the gold medal in Athens." Now that you know some of the top places and people in softball, I will tell you about some of the top places for softball in Arkansas and a very interesting fact about the University of Arkansas softball player. In Arkansas, they have softball at the University of Arkansas, but that's not all. Jeremy Muck on July 3rd, 2020, in page 1, stated they have one of the largest softball tournaments in the nation. The annual Busch Softball Classic in Jacksonville brings in over 190 teams from over 19 different states. I also found this very interesting fact about the University of Arkansas softball player. Danielle Gibson. Eric Charleston on February 24th, 2019, on page 1, stated she hit a home run cycle in just 4 innings. A home run cycle is where you hit a solo home run, a 2-run home run, a 3-run home run, and a grand slam all in the same game. That has only been done 18 times in the MLB. Now that you have heard some of the history of softball and its top places for softball and the top people in softball and some of the Arkansas softball history, I hope you learned something that you didn't already know. I believe everyone should give softball a try just once, whether it's a church softball league, your parents' or friends' softball league, just give it a try. I think that you will find out just how truly fun it is.